level, but B2 is a minimum requirement everywhere if you want to land on a good job.
Right.
Apart from that, then there are openings for A2 level, B1 level, but they are not high. They don't have that high pay scale.
Is there any challenge that you face? Maybe like as you said that you are working with the Belgian company, like
Yeah.
as a client. So, with their team members, you must be having conversation with them in French, I'm sure.
Yes, definitely.
So, have you faced any challenge like talking to them professionally when talking in
Yes.
French? So,
Yeah, so if I talk to you about my interview procedure, the first thing that I had to do was I had to I had to give my interview to native French speakers. That was
mm,
the first and the toughest thing for me to crack. Like I have to speak to the
yes.
French nervousness and so many things. So I started with that thing, like talking to French native speakers and not just talking, giving them interview. So that was first challenge. And then when you get into this world, you think that you have learned the language, you've mastered B2 level, now you know how to speak in French. But that is not the case.
Yes.
Once you get into the IT world, you have to talk to them daily. The sentences should just flow. And it
Correct.
doesn't happen that easily. Like, it doesn't happen. It requires a lot of practice. You need to speak, you need to, really think about your phrases in your head.
Mhm.
And eventually it gets better. I promise that it gets better, but just the initial phase of, talking to them, making sure that they understand what you want to put forward, making sure that the other person, whatever they're saying, we are getting it correctly and we are working accordingly. So yeah, like the working with them and talking in French might be a little tricky at the beginning, at the initial phases, but it definitely gets better.
Mm.
Once you do it on a regular basis, it gets better.
And I feel that they also understand that yes, we are a non-native speakers, so
Yeah.
initially we'll take time to adjust.
Yeah.
So
Definitely, they are so welcoming. In my stay to Belgium, they were so welcoming. They knew that we come from a different country. They used to be so protective about us. We were two girls who were sent there, so they used to be so protective of us. They used to talk to us slowly when they started conversing with us. So, and then eventually they started cracking jokes in front of us. They're like, now you have to start understanding the jokes also in
yeah,
French. It's a beautiful transition of yourself that you see. So yeah,
amazing. That's so nice.
yeah,
And now I'll be moving forward with the like earning potential in the career, with
yeah.
the language. So, uh, what are the salary prospects for professionals using French in analytics role?
Mhm.
So,
So yeah, so currently for freshers, the range it starts from 6 LPA. It starts from 6 LPA and it goes like as in how you advance in your careers, it goes up to 12, 13. But what happens is there is a break after 12, 13. If you have not upgraded yourself, if you have not upskilled yourself,
mhm.
then the range would not go up from there. But the starting range, the freshers, they start from 6 LPA. And then as and when how you advance in your career, it will take you up to 12, 15 LPA. But if you upgrade yourself each year, if you learn new things, if you take on new responsibilities, if you just grow in that language, there are like just a combination of an IT person
Mhm.
plus French language, it has a potential of earning 30 LPA. It has a
I'll-
potential of earning 50 LPA in India, because the companies there, in France, in Belgium, they are looking for people uh, who know how to do IT things, like to do the coding, to do the back-end work, to do the front-end work, UI, UX. They want people from here to work for them. As we all know that, India provides better quality at a reasonable rate. They
Mhm.
definitely look for people who know all these skills, plus they know how to talk in their language,
Mhm.
and they'll give you the best salary. So
And
yeah.
you're absolutely right because I have myself trained a person he was he was working as a procurement manager
Yeah.
in Hyderabad in a company. I think it was L&T he was working in earlier, like I'm talking about 2 years back.
Okay.
Then he joined me. He has already done his A2 level, and
Mhm.
he joined me, and I helped him clear his B1 level, and improve his like fluency communication. We were connecting for like more than 6 to 7 months in the on the conversation classes. So I helped him in improving his communication. Then the moment he it was like around like last year, last to last year, it was about around February or March, and he got an offer from Novartis. Novartis is a pharmaceutical company,
Mhm.
and it's like the world's fourth or fifth largest company in the in the world in the field of pharmaceutical. So from 18 LPA, he got 31 LPA package just because of the French language, and he got a promotion also. I mean, he was working as a he's working as a general manager in and along with the like French expert, French language
Yeah.
professional, and he is now dealing with the Morocco and Algerian teams
Wow.
in that company, because that is an MNC, like a world famous company. So he's having a, he got a like a big jump
Jump
from
in the pay
18
scale.
lakhs to 31 lakh LPA.
Yeah.
He was so happy that he just shared, his offer letter, his, like it's like that remuneration letter also with me. That's where
Yeah.
I really got a, like a, good, like amazing opportunity. And now he's like working in Bangalore with
Mhm.
Novartis. So
Wow, that's amazing.
yeah, so he's very happy now. So I am sure, language will definitely, but yeah, I mean, he's having experience of 10 to 11, 10 to 12 years. So, but I think for the freshers,
Yeah.
it will not be this much, I'm sure. But yeah, I think 6 or 7 LPA will be the starting point for the freshers, and
Yeah.
then eventually with the experience and
Yes.
with other skills that the person will be having, the person will grow. I'm sure,
Yes,
right?
definitely.
Amazing. Now,
But for, as you said, for working professionals, this works magic because I have seen and I've taught people who are of the who know you who have 6 to 7 years of experience,
hmm,
and then they have learned French. Just the hard work of 1 or 2 years, hard work 1 2 years, they have really seen a boom in their pay scales, and this is true all over. So that is definitely true.
right, right, right.
Yeah.
And now I also wanted to know, like how can French people position themselves in in roles like analytics, consulting, or maybe finance? So do you have any idea or maybe suggestions around this?
Now it is really subjective to each and everyone. Now I'm not very good at mathematics, but I'm good at troubleshooting. I could grasp that easily. So it really varies person to person that how do they want to see themselves grow. How can I align my future goals to what I'm doing right now?
Hmm.
So it really depends on each person's interest also. Like I love to do reporting, I love to do analytic part, I love to do these parts. Then I should learn French and boost my career in that sector.
Hmm.
But
And I think sometimes it can also be like internal companies call, when the person when a company is seeing that, okay, this person is having good skills in this particular field, and the person also shows the interest to work in that domain. So maybe then internal transition can also take.
yeah, that is also true. One of my team members, he showed interest in the sales and pre-sales part. So what happened? He was then transitioned into now that company. They want to also grow in India, so they want to sell their product even in India. One of my colleagues, he did show interest in the sales and marketing part, and then he was taken into that field. He was taken into that department, and then he got trained for selling that thing in India because eventually if they want to sell their products in India, that is their end goal. So if they
Mhm.
want to do it, they need people who can speak local language as well as
Right.
French. So you become that mediator between local people and
Hmm.
them, and you if you sell their product, then there's nothing like it.
And also, like, which level in the language really, will start giving a lot of opportunities to people, like, because people have this question, okay, what if I do A2 level,
Mhm.
can I get opportunities, or if I have to do B1 or B2 level only? So what is your take on this?
Yeah, so I will say that B2 level is the required minimum for getting a good professional job. Okay,
Right.
you can start preparing for jobs and everything from B1 level, but B2 is a minimum requirement everywhere if you want to land on a good job.
Right.
Apart from that, then there are openings for A2 level, B1 level, but they are not high. They don't have that high pay scale because then you're using minimal language there. But with
Absolutely.
the B2 level, you're there at the max. So after that, you all the doors open for you.
And one question that I used to get like almost like 2-3 times at least in a week. The thing is that people used to come to me and ask that I want to learn the language in just maybe 3-4 months. I just
Mm-hmm.
have 3-4 months and I have to like give my TEF exam, or I have to be prepared. I have to do go till B1 level. I have only this much time. So what do you feel, because you have already reached B2 level?
Yeah.
You took a lot of time, you as you shared that from class 8 till the college, even after college. So what is your suggestion on that? Because I am now very much tired by giving the same response to every single person who comes to me. Now I just want to hear your take on this.
Yeah. It is impossible. You cannot go from scratch A1 level to B1 level or B2 level in 4 months. If other companies are selling you that we will make you fluent in French in 4 weeks and 4 months, it is complete bullshit. It doesn't happen. It doesn't
Absolutely.
happen that way. So the truth is that even as a kid, you took 2 years, 1.5 year to start talking. Now we are not kids anymore, but as an individual, when you have grown so much, you will still take good 1 year to at least do the basic fluency French language. So if you want to talk like on minimal levels, you can do it with your B1 level. And it only happens after 1 year. I have seen people who have mastered skills in 6 months also, but their dedication was doing French 24 hours. So
Hmm.
I've seen them doing French like 20, they will be watching movies, they'll be doing grammar, they'll be solving papers. So they have done so much in 6 months. But still after that they will reach B1 level. It's not going to be like B2 level and professional level in 6 months. But in 6 months, when I see people growing, they already have a prior experience. They have like A1.1 level. Then they start working on it, and in 6 months they can reach up to level of B1. That too with core dedication and investing yourself completely in the language.
Correct.
Only then it is possible. Otherwise, in one like 4 or 5 months, it doesn't happen.
And I also feel that even if some institution is making false commitments that yes, they will be training you in maybe 1 month or 2 months or maybe even 6 months till B2
Yeah.
level from the starting. So I feel that even if you will enroll with them, even if they are charging less, maybe listen,
Hmm.
I mean, I'm not considering money factor here.
Yeah.
You will be wasting your 6 months first of all.
Yeah.
You will be falling into that trap of that that you will be like completely wasting the 6 months, your
Yes.
time, your money, your effort. And then when you will entering into that that interview hall, or maybe online meeting, or maybe any with any company,
Yeah.
they will observe your speaking, your listening capacity, and you will hear a big no, I'm sure. Because even if you are like making effort to enter into the corporate field with that level, the hiring company, I mean the people who are hiring, they will be making you sit in front of the native speakers,
Yes.
because MNCs do
Yes, yes,
have the
yes.
hiring partners who are natives, and they will be
You
sit
have to give that round. Yes, that's true.
absolutely just to check your level, your listening, your
Yeah.
speaking, your writing, your your like reading
Yes.
level. So even if you will have like DELF exam na, because DELF exam is not just the only criteria, I believe.
Yeah.
In DELF exam, I have seen people scoring 51 and they have the certification, and they feel that yes, I have B1 or B2 level. You know,
Yes.
but it's not just that. I feel that when you are taking up something professionally, when you are
Mhm.
learning the language to enter into a and to make a career from that language, you have to really spend that time with the language
Yeah, you
to
have to
enter.
spend that time. Plus, one thing that you missed is that you also lose your love and motivation for that language,
Mm,
along with your money, your time, your everything.
absolutely
You just miss out on the fun of exploring that language. You miss
true.
out on the fun of what beautiful language it is.
Absolutely
So
correct.
So, and then again, after 6 months, you'll feel that it was complete waste of time. I shouldn't have ever learned French, and then you leave it completely.
Yes.
That
So
is,
people
blocking
leave
yourself.
it
Yeah.
like being after being demotivated from it.
Yeah, demotivated from it because they know now I've spent 6 months, I did so much, I did this and that, and I still am not good at it. I'm not good at it at all. And then they leave it. But that's not the truth. You did not spend enough time with the language. You have to do that.
I mean, I have myself faced so many, downfalls when I was like, I mean, to be honest, it took me around 3 years, complete
Mhm.
3 years to reach at the B2 level.
Yeah.
And now I did my DELF B2. I cleared my DELF B2 in 2022, you know.
Mhm.
And now because I am a teacher, I teach students and working professionals also. So I teach till max B1 level,
Mhm.
because I am not very comfortable myself to I have not taught anyone B2 level, to be honest.
Correct.
So I really feel very hesitated to take any B2 level batch. Now,
Mhm.
just to upgrade myself, I re-enrolled myself for the B2 level. I did my B2 level again with
Mhm.
Alliance Francaise. And now also, after doing it again, I am not feeling very confident. Because I think until or unless I'll complete my DELF C1,
Mhm.
I will not feel very confident to teach someone B2 level. But I have a very shocking news, I mean, maybe you have also heard. I have seen people after A1 level, they are teaching people.
Yeah, they're teaching A1 level. This is going around in India so much. Like,
Yes.
yeah, that's true.
I
People of
mean,
A1 or A2 level, they start teaching A1 levels. And I'm like,
yes,
what are you doing?
absolutely. I mean, I can understand people maybe, doing it. I mean, it's a clear indication that people are doing it for money, not for, for like a real love for the language.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is like a getting a total scam. I feel, because like the person who is like starting to learn the language is not aware about anything. Nothing apart from bonjour. Person knows nothing. You know.
Yeah.
And people who are at, I mean, A1, A2 level, they are starting to teach.
Yeah.
So that is the biggest scam. So what do you think? What is the right time when somebody can start teaching to someone?
See, according to me, once you've completed B2 level,
Hmm.
okay, you need to spend enough time with the native speakers also. If you get an opportunity to go out, travel around the world, just stay there for 5 or 10 days, you come back. So that is something that you can do. Plus, people who have DUFLA, okay, if you don't have that opportunity to go out, it's fine. You stay in India, but you complete your DUFLA classes. So
Hmm.
or your professional teaching classes. So there are professional teaching classes that go on in India, which are recognized on the global level. You pass those exams before teaching to anyone.
Hmm.
Because it is very dangerous for anyone who has A2 level and they start teaching A1 level. It is very dangerous for the learner, for the teacher, and for the kind of language that comes out. According to me, you should have a proper degree.
Hmm.
If not degree, you should have a proper training from someone
Okay,
before
the
teaching
teacher's
people.
training actually.
Yes, you need to have that training because now see, teaching a language should always be fun. It shouldn't be like a board and a pen and paper, and you're just telling them that this is je, this is
Hmm.
me, and this is appelle, je m'appelle. But what went in between those sentences?
Yes.
Why did I do this? So there should be a proper knowledge of everything. You should know why using this. So according to me, you should have proper training before teaching anyone. So that is what
Because
I feel.
I was asking you just because you have been a teacher at Alliance Francaise
Yeah,
itself. So
yeah,
because I mean, I also feel that I mean I'm more concerned about the learners, because when somebody who is himself having a beginner level and the person is teaching to someone, if the person is like if the learner is not getting like enough interest into the language, then
yeah,
he or she will lose interest very early. If the teacher is not, as you mentioned that your motivation in the starting was a teacher. I have heard so many so many cases that private institutions they are like just charging money. I mean, we don't know about teachers and all of that. So I felt that, I mean, I am not aware about anybody else right now. So I was having the only trust, that is Alliance Francaise. So I enrolled myself, and there the teacher, luckily I got one of the best teachers. And my interest just just went to the peak, and like it was like at that moment that I completely immersed myself into the language
yeah.
you know
It,
and it
yeah.
really helped because in B1 level, the teacher I got was a native speaker,
Okay.
and that gave me a like a connection with the native also.
Yes.
And then B2 level again, I got one of the amazing teacher. My interest was like, fluctuating in that way that I was getting very good teacher, also the connection with the natives. Also, I
Yes.
was earning at that point of time because I got an opportunity in the school. Because
Yeah.
in school, you don't need a very like a higher level. You just
Mhm.
need A2, A1 or A2 levels, like
Yeah.
knowledge of A1, A2 level, because you are teaching the students of grade
Yes.
maybe 6, 7 or 8. But when I cleared my B2 level, then I started training professionals because
Yeah.
like I should also be aware that yes, I can train somebody.
Yes.
And then also I just started with A1 level, because
Hmm.
I was not very confident that whether I will be able to take
Yeah.
A2 or B1 level also on B1,
Yeah.
B1 level or not. So you're very right. I mean, we should have a like proper teachers training or
Yeah.
certification in that
So,
area.
just to give you a little idea about this, when I was working at Alliance Francaise,
Yeah.
it was a completely different experience. Why? Because Indian teachers, they have a method, a way of teaching.
Hmm.
But at Alliance Francaise, the world completely changes. It's not a student, a teacher. It is a class
Hmm.
where you explore things, okay? The teacher will also explore, discover things with you. They will, if I don't know if you have noticed it, but at Alliance Francaise, what happens is the teacher will never give out you answers because that is what I was trained for. I was never allowed to give my student answers. Even if I was teaching sixth, seventh, eighth grade, I was never allowed to give them answers. So I used to ask them, so what do you see? Where do you see this? Where do you see the
Hmm.
word? Where do you see your a name? So what is written before that? It's Je m'appelle. So how do you say your name? Je m'appelle. And then I used to say my name. They used to repeat it after me. Like
Hmm.
they used to repeat their names. So there is a complete different way of teaching, and that is what makes a difference at Alliance Francaise. Now, a lot of private institutes are also able to do it because of approaching with this method. So if you have, I don't know if you have ever had a training for Jufla or these things.
No, I will be going it for this year.
Yeah,
I'll
so
be
if
going for it.
you enroll yourself for that, they will teach you how to explore things. They will not teach you how to teach things. They will teach you how to explore it.
Hmm.
And that is what makes the difference at Alliance Francaise. And you can also do it at your institute if you just allow your learners to explore things and not learn it.
And because I have, I adopted those teaching methodologies from my favorite teachers, like the
Yeah,
way they are teaching, the pedagogy they are following. So that's
yeah.
how I also follow, and I have seen that my students are really enjoying in that way.
Yeah, they love the language if you start playing games with them, do
Yes,
activities with them.
absolutely.
So this doesn't
Absolutely.
happen in our traditional Indian schools. This will never
Hmm.
happen. But here it happens, and if you
Yes.
adapt it for your classes, it's going to be amazing. So yeah,
Absolutely, absolutely. I can experience that, because I can see
yeah,
that, students love, and not even just students, like working professionals are also looking forward,
yeah,
so
yeah.
that is like really good. I can experience that.